Good evening, everybody. Hi, way back there in the back. Good to see you here. Thank you. You know what I like. Alrighty. If anybody else wants to, do that while there's an opportunity, you can. Or if you want to stay back there. Right, that's what I like. Alrighty. This evening, I'm going to be talking about procrastination, because that's something I do a lot. I don't like to get things done on time. I like to save it till the last second. And I imagine a lot of other people do that too, just based on what I've heard. So yeah, we do this all the time. We say, I'll do it later, and then that evening our family's watching a movie while we're still catching up on extra chores or school or whatever. We never get it done on time. So the definition of procrastination is an action of delaying or postponing something. And, we do that and we think we'll be happy, but studies have shown that procrastination can reduce well-being and happiness, and it can cause people to experience guilt, shame, frustration, and sadness. So it's really just not worth it. And if you think about it, you kind of get that sick feeling in the evening after you haven't done any school all day and you realize you have to catch it all up before bedtime. So that's what studies have shown procrastination to do to you. But the Bible also has some stuff to say on procrastination. So if you'll turn in your Bibles to James 4, and I'm going to be reading verses 13 through 17. If you just follow along. All right. It says, "Come now, you who say, 'Today or tomorrow we will go to such and such a city, and spend a year there, and engage in business and make a profit. Yet you do not know what your life will be like tomorrow. You are just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away.' Instead, you ought to say, 'If the Lord wills, we will live and also do this or that.' But as it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boastings is evil. Therefore, to one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, to him it is sin." So, generally, this set of verses, it's generally talking about don't make plans because you don't know what God's going to have for you. But I like to see that he talks about your life being a vapor. And so our life is so short, we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. So why would we be putting off things if we don't know if we're ever going to be able to do them later? And also, I want to call your attention to verse 17. It says, "Therefore, to one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, to him it is sin." So, you're supposed to do your school, you're supposed to do that chore mom told you to do. If you're putting it off and you know it's the right thing to do, but you don't do it, that's sin right there. So, you've just broken God's law. How does that make you feel? So, that's, procrastination can cause a lot of guilt, and also the Bible kind of says it's wrong. So now that we know what procrastination is and that we shouldn't be doing it, let's talk about what we should be doing. So the opposite of procrastination is proactiveness. And its definition is creating or controlling a situation by causing something to happen rather than responding to it after it happened. So you can put off that homework until the night before school starts again, and you realize you need to get it done, and that's when it happens. That's the emergency that comes up. You end up needing to scramble, or you can control that situation by being proactive and getting your schoolwork or whatever it is done earlier. So, and when we are proactive, I'm sure I know when I'm proactive, I get that rewarding feeling, and you get free time after that, and that's even more rewarding. So if we get such a rewarding feeling from being proactive, I don't know why we don't do it more, but we don't. I never do. I like to procrastinate. So proactiveness is good for us. It gives us a good feeling. But also, the Bible has something to say about proactiveness. So in your Bibles, turn to Proverbs 31. Alrighty. So Proverbs 31, for most of the chapter, it's talking about a virtuous woman, what maybe qualities you can find in her, and that's kind of the context of it. But you do notice that part of her qualities is proactiveness, and I'm going to be reading verses 25 through 27. It says, "Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teachings of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." So in verse 25, notice it says, she smiles at the future. So when we're proactive and we prepare well or whatever, just like this woman, she must have been proactive because she can smile at the future. She doesn't need to worry about it because she's been proactive and accomplished what she needed to be prepared. So proactiveness helps us prepare for the future, and it's praising her proactiveness. And also, in verse 27, it says she does not eat the bread of idleness. So procrastination, or procrastinating, I guess, is just a form of idleness. It's because you don't want to labor or do work. So that's, procrastination is just being lazy, basically. And as you can see, the Bible praises people who are proactive. So that's just kind of what I've studied up on, and the reasons procrastination is bad and the benefits that proactiveness can provide. But aside from a practical sense, just maybe getting your work done and get your school done, I kind of wanted to talk about how maybe being proactive can apply to the Christian life. So when God calls us to do something, we can be proactive and do that right away. You might think that's not really proactive because God's already called you, but you can either do that or you can put it off until last moment. So if he's calling you to witness to that brother, that friend, whoever, you could do that right away rather than waiting till that guy's gotten a car wreck or something and is dying on the hospital bed. That's not good. So be proactive when God calls, and then also be proactive in prayer. So I don't remember where I read this, but a good quote I read somewhere is pray first rather than last. So we tend to, if we have problems, we tend to use prayer as the last resort. We do everything in our power, and then we go to God, which is kind of good, I think. It shows us that we are not powerful enough to do things on our own. When we're all out of resources, it makes us run to God. But I think we should be proactive and make prayer our first priority, because running to God first is always the best. It shows him that he's in control and that you need his help. So just throughout the week and everything, I encourage you to be proactive, just in practical day-to-day life and in your Christian walk. Thank you.